Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, subscribe,
on the right things. And this is what we have seen. This is what we have seen. When the president introduced it, when he insisted that the TSA must be done, we suddenly discovered that we actually could see for ourselves how much money was available in the system. And so much money was available. We dug up the money from everywhere, and we found that this money was available. I want to say that this same government that spent 139 billion only on all of the on agri, power works and housing, transport, etc. Between January 2015 and the elections, the sum of 100 billion in cash and $289 million, altogether about 100 billion, $289 million in cash was released and spent, shared. This sum of money was in excess of the amount of money that was spent on power works and housing, on transport. And this is the point we're making, that there is no country in the world, and we must know this, there is no country in the world that will allow its resources to be plundered in the way our own resources are plundered and expect to be economically viable. It's not possible. Nigeria is unlike any other country because of the level of corruption that was perpetrated. We must stop that corruption. And that's why we're so committed. When you fight corruption the way we are fighting corruption, corruption is going to fight back. The system will fight back. You will find the fight back is taking place everywhere. It's taking place on social media. It's taking place everywhere. But we're determined. And this is the reason when you listen to the stories of these young people, when you listen to the stories of the vulnerable, the disabled, and all of these people, these are the people for whom we are responsible. These are the people that who voted for us. We must ensure that we defend their rights. It is in defense of their rights. It is in defense of their rights. It is in the defense of the rights of these people that we will put everything out to make sure that those who have been taking the resources of this country are made to pay for it. I'll just give you one last example. $3 billion was lost to something called the Strategic Alliance Contracts in NMPC. $3 billion. The people simply took the oil and never paid back. Now, the same $3 billion, the Minister of Finance sat with us at a meeting of the Economic Management team. And we're proposing, in fact, right now, that has already been, because $3 billion is about ₦1 trillion. We are now proposing the following roads for the same $3 billion. Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Road, Second Niger Bridge, Enugu-Port Harcourt Road, East-West Road, Shagamu-Orebini Road, Kano-Maiduguri Road, Abuja-Lafia-Akwanga-Kefi Road, and Lagos-Abeokuta, the old road. All for the same $3 billion. That is why the criminal looting of this country cannot be allowed to continue. And those who did it must be held to account. Today we earn 50% less than 5 years ago, and we're investing several times more. In 2017, we spent $1.3 trillion on capital, the largest in the history of this country, despite earning 50% less. The majority of our people depend on the integrity of those who govern them, because they don't have a voice. They are far too poor, in many cases far too vulnerable to be able to say anything for themselves. It's our historic duty as a party and as a government to provide for all of them, to be a voice for them, to make the sacrifices that are necessary. Even where those sacrifices are costly, we must make those sacrifices for them. That is why I'm so pleased that the government of President Buhari has chosen the path of the people, to stand with the people, to be with the people. We are not an elite government. We have chosen to take the side of the people, and will remain taking the side of the people of this country. Again, let me commend the man for whom we are gathered, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed TINUBU, a man who has been known time and time again for his battles for the people of this country, beginning here in Lagos State, all over the Southwest, and for the entire nation. And I want to commend him. I want to commend him for his resilience and for sticking to his principles as a fighter for the people of this country. On our part, as a government, and for the rest of us, I believe that the best times for our country are yet to come. The future of our country is bright. Day by day, step by step, we're going in the right direction. Our country is getting better and better every day. Thank you very much. God bless you.
In 4 years, 2010 to 2014, the highest ever in the history of our country, the highest ever. And yet, Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, not done. Lagos-Kano Rail, all of what is being done today, not done. We cannot point to a single major project, a single major infrastructure project that was completed in a 10-year period, despite the high earnings, including power. So a government coming after so many years of waste must be a government first that emphasizes fiscal prudence, a government that emphasizes integrity in public finance, so that we manage the little resources we have to achieve the maximum that can be achieved. And that is what President Muhammadu Buhari set out to do. As I keep saying, the president has never claimed to be an orator. And we all know that he's not an orator. He just gets things done. It was under President Muhammadu Buhari that 3 of the 4 refineries that we have today were built when he was Minister for Petroleum. 3,500 kilometers of pipelines were built by him as Minister of Petroleum in a 3-year period. So there's a track record here, not of talking, but of just getting things done. And this is what we've seen in the past 4 years. That is why we're able to put aside the money for the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and that is going on apace at the moment. That is why we've opened the first phase of the Lagos-Kano Railway, and that was commissioned just a few weeks before, a couple of days, I think it was just last month, that was commissioned, the Lagos-Abeokuta-Ibadan phase of that project. The Takwewari Railway, now completed, after 35 years of being on the books. The Abuja Rail, the light rail project here in Abuja, started in 2005. Budget after budget, never completed. Was completed also at the end of 2017. Now we have that light rail. Now we have that light rail from the airport to Idu. And same as several other projects, several other major infrastructural projects. Mambila Hydro has been on the cards for 40 years. We've just put together the resources to begin that project. And we will complete this project. So for us, infrastructure is critical at the next level. You cannot have power, you cannot have a situation where you have the kinds of power situations we have today and expect transformative development. That is why we're focused on power and other infrastructure. We're focused on fixing the infrastructure in our country. And we believe that if we're able to fix the infrastructure, the roads, the rail, and especially power, we'll be able to make significant progress. Today, our rail project starts from the Apapa port, so that we're able to clear the congestion in that port, because the rail, the Lagos-Kano rail, begins from the Apapa port, and we can start taking out cargo from the Apapa port using rail as an alternative means of transportation. The same is true of agriculture, and you just heard our partners from Brazil talking about the agro-industrial phase of agricultural development. And we're committed to that project because we believe that that is what will transform the agro-industrial phase of our planning. And that's what will transform agriculture in this country and create the additional jobs that we require. It's not enough to have farmers everywhere. We need the refining capacity, we need the processing capacity. And that is what our partnership with the Brazilians will provide for us. Same is true of the reforms that we're making in education and healthcare. Today, the emphasis is on digital literacy. The emphasis is on training our teachers to be able to train the next generation of children in school. And we're focused on doing so using some of the methods that we've described very comprehensively, not just in the ERGP, but in our next level document, which I hope will be made available today. So we're focusing on science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths, not STEM, but STEAM, because we've added arts to it. We're focusing on training young people in digital skills, critical thinking, and various other skills that are necessary for the sorts of jobs that the 21st century will provide. The same is true of healthcare. Our focus on healthcare will be on national health insurance, because we cannot finance healthcare by the budget alone. It's compulsory national health insurance that's going to open the doors for financing healthcare, for financial healthcare for us. Finally, we're also talking again about social investment, our social investment program. At the next level, we're of course going to expand the social investment program. At the moment, the program is the biggest of its kind anywhere in the African continent, where we are feeding every day in our school feeding program 9.2 million children across 26 states, every single day. That program is important not just from the point of view of providing nutrition for many of the young people in public schools, many of whom come from very poor parents, and many who may not be assured of a decent meal a day. That is a very important program for us, also because of the multiplier effect on agriculture and also on distribution of those products, and of course those we employ as cooks and other services. The same is true of our Trader Money program, the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEEP. Trader Money, Market Money, and all of that, where we're giving money to the bottom of the trading pyramid in Nigeria. We lend them it's a program, of course, as you know, of the Bank of Industry. We lend 10,000 naira to this bottom of the pyramid traders. Once they repay, we give them 15,000 naira. All of this is done on an electronic platform and it's on their mobile phones. And they get 15,000 naira when they pay back 20, 25, all the way up to 100. The same is true of our market money, which we give to cooperatives. And we've done so far, Trader Money almost over 1 million, and market money, which is to the cooperatives, almost 500,000. And we intend to expand the scope of that. We also intend to expand the scope of our Empower program, which is our jobs program for young people, young graduates coming out of school and some non-graduates. At the moment, we're engaging 500,000 of such young people. I'm paying them every month. Most of them now have a device, such as I have, which contains training materials for enhancing their employability skills. And that device also helps us to track several things that we want to track, and also helps them to provide services, especially survey services, marketing, research and marketing services to people who may engage their services. We intend to expand that program because we must expand the program. 1.7 million people come out of school and are looking for jobs every single year. We're able to bridge that gap with engaging 500,000 of them as soon as they get out of the youth corps. But we need to expand that. If we don't expand it, of course, the numbers continue to increase. So the next level promises to be exciting. It promises to be as challenging as possibly where we're coming from. But as the President has said repeatedly, we have no other focus, we have no other commitment but the progress of this country. And we will ensure that step by step we get to where it is that we promise the country that we're taking the country to. So I want to say to you all that the next level is for all of us. And I urge that all of us cooperate to take us to this next level. So on behalf of the President, Muhammadu Buhari, who I represent here today. Again, I'd like to wish Asiwaju Bola Ahmed TINUBU a happy birthday and say thank you all very much for making the time to come to this event. God bless you all.
Please subscribe to Facetv Africa and turn the notification on. Facetv Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, subscribe, hete.